Removing the last wires in order to separate the boards from the chassis on the tape deck. Welcome back to DERB. I am your host, Doug. It is 2:35 now on a Wednesday afternoon. What I am doing here is going to document basically these two cables here, this cable here and this one here. Red is the right, I do believe, should be right, and white is the left. And trying to, yeah, that's correct. I'm going to clip the white wire here and the white wire here, or the red wire here, whichever it is, I can't tell. But like I said, I'm going to clip those and clip this away from that board, and that way I'll know where to solder them back. And that's what I want to do. Those are from the head. I'll do a little bit more of a in-depth thing here. You can see here's where the wires come through the chassis, come down here, and like I said, there's a red on the right one and a white one on the left, and that's those two. And I want to do those, and then I'm going to turn it over, and there's a big thick one on the other side that needs to be removed, and then I can take and completely separate the chassis from the boards, and that will help go a long way to helping get this all identified and recapped and whatever I'm going to do to it. So I want to get a good close-up of that. You can see this goes here, this white one goes here, the ground part goes here, and I can't see anything else in there, but the other one looks like it has two wires. If we can look at the other one real quick. This one has a white wire here, I think, and a red wire here. Now I think that's all coming out of that cable, and there's the ground down on this one. That's the way it looks like to me anyway. Now I would think this one would be the same, but possibly not. That could be possibly be one be the record playback head, and this might be the erase head. I don't know. I'm just trying to. Oh, no, it does have two different things there. There you go. You can see it now. Now that I can lay that down a little bit. See, there's one. Looks like a yellowish wire goes here to this connection point here. The white one goes here, and of course the ground goes here. So I'm hoping I can get that right, but that looks yellow to me. I'm sure there's a difference in it that has to differentiate it between the white one, and that looks yellow to me. So I don't know about you guys, how you're seeing that, but turn it over this way just a little bit more maybe. Yeah, that's yellow. Definitely yellow. Yellow goes here. There's a blank one in the middle with nothing connected to it, and then this was the one on the white one. And if we look down, there's a white one here, but that wire stays on there. That one won't be disconnected. So that should be here. That should be our first indication. The one next to it gets the white one, and skip a connection there, and then the yellow one goes right there. Again, the ground goes right there in the kind of in the center, and that's that. Now I want to document this one the same way. This one has a red one going here to this, skipping this one here and this go back into the middle, towards the middle of the board for the white one, and that leaves the ground right there. And I think that's all there is to that one. The other one's this, I think, is that, yeah. It's hard to see, but I'm trying to get that as close as I can to being right. You can see the white one. Let me get up here a little bit more. Here you can see that. I think I need to tighten my thing up a little bit. There it is. Now, let's see. Back here where I was looking again. You can see the white coming out here and going underneath the cable here, and the red ones can't see it, but it's all obviously doing the same thing coming out of the cable there, going over here. So I think that's good on that part of it. And what I'm going to do is snip those, so I leave part of the wire there, and that way I'll be able to replace them just as they were, I think. So I'm going to do that and see if I can get these snipped off. Then we'll turn the board over and get the other one. You guys hang out up there and watch me cut something I shouldn't be cutting. Let's see, I think I need my magnification for this so as not to do something stupid. Although I probably will do it anyway. I'm going to turn you around that way just a little bit more. Yeah, that gets me in here a little bit better. Those stranded wires don't like to cut very well, even with these cutters here. Oh, there it goes. Now let's get the yellow one. I want to leave enough of it to where I know what's there. There we go. Yeah, that just leaves the large I don't know if you guys are seeing much of this or not. Let me turn it around just a little bit more. Let's see. Get some of this out of the way here with my pick. See if I can pull that up out of the way a little bit. Really trying to do this without breaking something else off. That would be the preferred way of doing it. It looks like I can get in there, I think. Yeah, there you go. There's one. One down, one to go. And I'm going to get the big one this time first so I can see more closely on what I'm doing here on the other ones. Yeah, I see it. It's good enough. I think I can do it without. I just want to make sure they were connected. It looked like there for a second it wasn't connected, but I'm pretty sure it is. That's that one. And that's that one. That just leaves this one here. There we go. Excellent. Excellent. So we can hang these up out of the way now, or put them over here. Keep them out of the way. Now we can turn this over. Let me bring you back over here and see where the other one lies. And it looks to me like it's up this part. Quite a few things. Yeah, there it is up here. Wow, that's going to be a humdinger. See if I can move this out of the way a little bit more. Get this down this way. Alright, that's the one we're after. Has got the orange on it. I don't know if you can tell that. I think you can. This wire here is the one we're looking at with the orange. It has a yellow, a red, and a white, and I think a ground as well coming out of it. So there's white, red, and yellow. So if we look up here, we can see where it goes. Also goes up this way here, up and through the chassis to the heads. So that's one or the other is the race head probably. So what we're going to do is cut. Let's see, now there's actually two wires going down here. You can see another yellow wire right there. I'm going to get that one out of the way just a hair so I know which one I'm cutting. And we're going to cut these long enough to where I'm going to leave some tails there so I know where it goes. So that one gets cut right there. This one here is going to be cut. It's also joining this red one here. So it's going to be cut here. And the white one will be cut down here to leave a tail for it. And that's everything now except for the ground. And we may have to turn this board over to get to the ground, I think. So now there's the orange one here. You can see if we turn it over. A little bit hard to see, but if we get this one out of the way a little bit, bring that one out. We don't want to mess with this one. That one needs to stay. It's just this orange part here where it has the ground in it that we want to mess with. And we can see where they connect, but like I said, I've left enough tail there to where it shouldn't be a problem. There we go. That's all there is to that. Now our board should be completely free from the chassis. Let me back up here and we'll take a look. Yep, it is completely free. That's just a twist tie. I don't even know what that's doing there. But now we have the boards to where we can do anything we need to do with them as far as turn them over and stuff like that. And the next thing I'm going to do is this for my own peace of mind, whatever you want to call it. Going to outline these boards as best I can. Get some close-ups of these where these caps go, and maybe outline them on a picture and you know, identify them on the picture so I'll know exactly what goes in there, and we'll go from there. I believe, well, let's see, these down here are different. The board is different. These points I should say. You see these two big caps here? I think these are power supply type caps. I don't think they're not duplicated on the other side there. And so I need to check these. I don't think we did anything with these at all. So I may have to replace them as well. I probably will. But I want to make sure what I'm doing before I do it and what I'm replacing. So, alright, let me show you something else that came in the mail today. Alright, now you can see what we're looking at. I got my order from Sal's. That's what I was wanting to tell you. Didn't take near as long as I thought it would. One of the first things I ordered was this heat shrink. I'm getting low on the one I bought off eBay, and this will take its place or make it go a little longer. And I'll probably just put that in with the rest of that up there. And then I got these are the 6.8 at 450 E-caps, and those are what I'll be using to make the one that I didn't have, the non-polarized. So that's them. Also, I got some. I think I mentioned. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but I think I mentioned it. I got wire. This is 50 foot, as you can see, stranded, 22 gauge, 275. Not bad at all. So I'm going to make up some rolls. That's one of the projects I got coming up here. Like they have in the, you can buy them already, got the rolls on them and everything like that, and just have a piece of wire coming out and you just take what you want. That's what I'm going to be doing here. So that's the blue, here's the yellow, same thing, and the brown. So 3 colors that I got, the 50 foot ones, so those will be good. This is the 5 by 20 millimeter fuse holder that I ordered, and that will replace that standard one in that 970, so that I can use those fuses and won't have any problem, you know, with them fitting. So that's good. So that's that. Okay, now this next thing I'm going to do is the what I'm going to be doing here. I've got this separated now. I'm going to take the chassis and put it somewhere convenient to not forget where it's at. And the rest of these board stuff here, I'm going to try to fit in one of the noodle boxes, and I'm going to set it aside, and we're going to bring back the 970 in here because I've got now the parts to fix it, and see if we can't get that fixed and get it all back together and lined up as far as getting the dial lined up and things like that, and then we'll go from there. So I think by that time I have caps ordered for this tape recorder. I have the there's more 10s than anything on this. I think I had 25 10 microfarad at 16 volt caps ordered, E-caps, and then I have some 100 microfarad caps also. I think it's 16, I think is what they were, ordered. And I still have there's a 47 on each board and a point a 0.3, but it'll be a 0.33 that I replace it on each board. No, I think there's two of them on each board. And then there's some 1 microfarad at 50 volt, and I have those already. So I got to get all the rest of the stuff in and get that ready to go. And then once I get the parts in for it, we'll start on the replacement. In the meantime, I just took some pictures off. You know, I didn't do it on the video, but I did another separate video with the boards to identify where the caps go. I think I can see enough of it to where I'll know where everything goes, and I can identify the caps, and then when I replace them, that way if I get mixed up or something like that, I will have, you know, a good video of where they go. So that's the plan. But like I said, I want to take and put this away temporarily until I get the parts in, and then we'll work on the 970 again, see if we can get that knocked out. So things happen. Oh, also, I forgot this little part. I bought something on eBay. Bill had mentioned his desire to have another variac to work with his DC power supply, and I had that same thought some time ago as well, and I had been looking for quite a while now for one of those, and it's the one I wanted is the small one. It will fit in the palm of your hand, and this particular one is a GE, and I'm going to flash up a picture or two of it there. And I did win the auction. Actually, it never went, it was an auction. It started out at $26 and it never went any higher than that. So I was kind of happy about that. I think it was $10 shipping, so wasn't bad at all. But that's my plan, and my plan is to put it over here. Let's see. What I want to do here, let's see if I can get this over here like this. There we go. What I want to do over here is take this dual DC power supply, and that's going to be my output for the new power supply. Instead of being operated off this variac over here like this one is, this one will be operated off the new variac and a power transformer. You guys may recall that one I was going to build using that power transformer. I just never did. I never had a lot of faith in that circuit. I'm not saying it wouldn't work, but it didn't like the way it looked, and to me the amount of current that was limited on that. And so this way I plan on doing this with this thing here. Now the actual variac and power transformer will probably reside over in this area, so that I can just reach over there and adjust, crank up or down the voltage as needed. And like I said, it will have the same two ranges to it. it will have a lower voltage range on this side. I think it's going to go up to 400, 470, 450, something like that on this side, and it'll be a higher current. This one will be a higher voltage. I think it goes up to 700, if I'm not mistaken, at a lower current. So, you know, I'll have both. It'll be mostly the same thing here as far as the outputs, and the switch will be the same because I'll have to switch between the two. It's a little more complicated switching between these two than it was for this. So I'm hoping this rotary switch will work for it. If not, then I'll have to buy another one, I guess. But like I said, that's my plan on that. And like I say, the outputs will be here. The adjustment, or the adjustment for the voltage will be over here where the wood glue is sitting. I don't know how much of that's going to take up, but I'm going to try to put it back in there as far as I can. That variac is pretty small, but I may have to cut out a round hole in that backboard there so it'll fit through there, because there's a good ways to the wall, probably another couple 3 inches over to the wall from there. So I can fit it in there, and it will be out of the way that way. And I like to keep it as flush as I can. I want to keep the dial on this side so I can crank it up and down. And so that will make it basically the same as the AC supply. You can just crank the variac up and down for it. So that's going to be a good addition, I think, to the bench. And like I say, that kind of eliminates that my mistrust of that other circuit. Like I said, that's one of the reasons I stopped on. That was part of the reason. Part of the reason I was running out of room. That little power supply cabinet that I bought, I can use that for another project, so that's not a big deal. So, alright, that's all I wanted to add, so go back to the regular video now. Alright, well, anyway, like I said, that's going to do me for this one, and you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see ya.